It's ridiculous that we keep changing the tools when the pattern never changes. So think about this, picture the scene. You are a coach and you have a client that keeps coming to you with the same pattern, the same scenario, the same challenge over and over again, and they're stuck with it. And so as a coach, you're thinking, I really need to be finding some answers here. What do I do? So you do what most of us have done in that situation, is you reach for yet another tool. You think, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that's going to fix this scenario. And yet it isn't, because the next session, the client comes back still in the same situation. And you can start to feel a bit frustrated, with the situation and with yourself. Now, let's flip that scenario for a moment. Imagine you're the client, the client who keeps bringing a challenge to your coaching session, and your coach, they don't really listen to you. They're just like, aha, I know what'll sort this out. Let's just use this tool. Let's use this values assessment. Let's use this needs assessment. Let's use this SWOT analysis. We're going to find this to sort it out. And so actually, paradoxically, you feel slightly unheard. Now, as a coach, there is no judgment here. We have all been there. I defy any coach who has been in this situation not to at least feel the pull for a tool. We've all been there. So, again, no blame, no judgment. But let's bring in the ICF core competencies here. At not one point do they mention a tool, a model, a framework. They're relational. So think about it. Maintaining presence. That's about being with the client. Listening actively. You are listening for what the client is telling you. You're listening to the words that they use, the phrases they use. You're asking them about them. You're not saying, oh, could you just fill in this tick box here? You're with the client and you're listening to them. Cultivating trust and safety. Again, not a tool here. We're all about how we maintain that relationship with the client. Relationship is key in coaching. You can't effectively coach anyone if you don't have a good relationship with them. So when we're thinking about the ICF core competencies, we're not thinking about models and frameworks. We're thinking about the coach's capacity to work in relationship with another being, with another human being. Now, what do we do when coaches move into training, into some CPD? We try and cram all this into some form of model or framework or tool or way that we can tick box our way through this. That's not what the ICF are asking us to do when we coach. They're asking us to be with the client, to be in relation with the client, not fill in a tick box. So somewhere along the line, something gets lost here. We're not working with the coach's capacity to be with someone. We're certainly not working with the coach's capacity to work at depth here when we're thinking about tools. Now, the problem with tools is they only work on conscious material. And the issue with conscious material is we only have very little in our conscious minds at any one time. So tools, they're going to stay on the surface and you're not going to be able to do that lovely work at depth, which makes sense when you think about it, in that if you're not working at depth, if you're just staying on the surface, of course your client's going to come back with the same challenge over and over again, because you've not got to the heart of what's going on, what's really important to them. So what do? Well, we slow right down. We don't, we kind of ignore that feeling of, oh, there must be a form to fill in somewhere that's going to sort all this out. As long as I've got a form to fill in or a tool to do, we'll be fine. Try and push that past that. Sit with what the client's bringing. Do not rush to fix. This is a very human way of being. We don't like seeing other people in pain. We don't like seeing other people in trouble or challenged with something. We want to find a way of helping them. So what we do is we race to find the quickest thing. But actually, paradoxically, what's more helpful to them is us actually being with them while they work it out for themselves, what's going on in their minds. So we slow things right down. We remain curious. we remain interested in what they're saying. We don't race away from what the client is talking about. You know, we're here with them. I don't mean wallowing. I don't mean like, you know, circling for circling's sake, but we're showing the client that we are okay with the emotion that they're bringing. And we listen to what they're saying. We tolerate the uncertainty. This is absolutely key in coaching. And this links in with the, you know, let's not rush to fix. You know, we don't know the answers. We can't tell our clients what to do. And sometimes our clients don't yet have the answers, and that's okay. So it's okay for us not to know and for us to tolerate that uncertainty, because that's going to allow the client the space to work at depth. They're not going to be feeling, you know, rushed on, you know, into the next thing. We're staying relational. We're not strategic. One of the challenges for coaches is almost like this need to have a tangible result. Well, not every coaching session is necessarily going to have a tangible result. And sometimes a tangible result happens, you know, hours after the coaching session, maybe in the intervening days between, when the client is doing something else. Maybe that's when the aha tangible moment comes. So it's about how we can be with the client, not what we can do with the client. Because often when we are, you know, when we're doing our CPD, when we're training, we're learning how to do something with the client, when actually being with the client is the most supportive and the most empathetic thing to do, and is actually going to get the client to where they want to be. Now, if you've enjoyed learning about why tools might not be the answer and why working at depth takes time, takes effort, but is absolutely worth it. If you're interested in this, come and learn more about it on my Essential Psychodynamics for Coaches training course. We start again in April. I will pop some details in the comments for you. And yeah, come and find out more about it. There's a lot of psychodynamic fun to be had.